Hello guys to the MPGL Season 6 Southeast Asian Qualifier, and MPGL of course does stand for the Mineski Pro Gaming League. We are HeflaTV, my name is Coucher, and I am joined by Whiplash for this game of Insidious Idol versus Rave in a 2-game series. Whiplash, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Coucher. Sorry I couldn't join you for game number one, but Fashion and Beauty called, and took a little bit longer than expected to get my haircut, but it's all good. I'm here for the second and third matches today, and I'm excited because Rave, I've known these guys for a while. I've casted them multiple times in the past in Korea, and spoiler alert, they did 2-0 the opposition in match number one. They have two remaining best of threes, including Insidious Idol as well as Arrow Gaming, and we'll have to see how they do against them. The games are pretty crazy, actually. I was able to pretty much catch the bulk of the last two matches, and it was a lot of back and forth, crazy 3-3-2s, just all over the place. It's hopefully they've gotten all the kinks out of their system. They've warmed up a little bit, and they're ready to continue the hype and gravy train.
Yeah, one can definitely hope so. And Rave, well, they did start once again with a first pick Nature Prophet, like in game number 1 versus Milk. They had a really impactful Nature Prophet. I think Chrissy was playing it. Just being heads above in net worth, and oh, they go for an IO again. Is this going to be a support this time around, or do you think they might pull out yet another mid IO?
I'm not sure, man. I mean, when you look at the hero IO, it's, in your mind instantly, okay, support hero. But ironically, he is a strength hero, and he's got a ranged attack. And he's actually, he's not terrible at mid. If you go ahead and max out your Spirit's ability, his second ability, you can really do a lot of harassment and a lot of good zoning with this hero. So it's a very unconventional mid-pick hero, but something that's, we saw it work last game. As long as you still have some other cores around the map, yeah, it can totally work. But yeah, the question is who will actually end up playing this hero this game. We did see Jo pick it up in the mid lane in last game that they played. So really, it's we'll have to wait and see what the rest of this lineup kind of turns out to be.
Well, yes, well, if it's a mid lane IO, I wouldn't mind it at all, especially when it's in conjunction together with the Nature Prophet. Just so much early global presence to be had from those two heroes already. But in Insidious Idol, they do pick up an Ember Spirit for themselves, and even the Skyref is actually pretty decent against IO. The burst damage, IO can't really handle it too well, at least not early on. And Ember Spirit just so damn elusive as it is, can't even escape those relocate ganks. But yeah.
Ember Spirit also quite good against the Nature's Prophet. You can chain him as right as he's trying to teleport away, and very easy with your Fire Remnant ability to kind of break through the Sprout ability that he has. So I feel like the Ember Spirit's a solid pickup against Nature's Prophet, and the powerful burst damage that he provides can also be good against the Wisp.
Yeah, it definitely can be, but looking at the draft overall, or the bans rather, they are a little bit different. For example, Silencer taken out by Insidious Idol. Of course, they do not want the Ember Spirit to get shut down or anything. Maybe even planning for other spirits, like the Storm, maybe. Rave, of course, banned out actually a Clockwork. A hero that we don't see that often. He's a really strong offlaner, of course, but Rave getting a Sand King for themselves. I have no idea where this draft is actually heading for Rave.
Well, the Clockwork ban makes sense with both the Nature's Prophet and Sand King picked up. He can pretty much prevent them from using the teleport and the Epicenter ability. Yeah, I am curious to see where they're going with this. The Sand King's giving them a lot more teamfight presence, as well as possibly their second support hero, or maybe the first, depending on how they want to juggle this IO up. But I do like the pickup, still very strong hero, and it's giving them a dedicated stun, which is something they have lacked until now.
Yeah, I do hate lineups who have no stuns, to be honest. Just too often I see people just TPing away from the enemy, just in the face of them. So Sand King can actually remedy that to some extent. Maybe Rave even gonna go for some additional lockdown for themselves. And, well, do they want to strengthen their push though? Shadow Shaman, of course, was banned out, but for mid laners, heroes like Dragon Knight is a possibility, but no. They pick up a Rave King for themselves. They did run a Oh, never mind. I think it was Insidious, not Insidious Idol. Milk running the Rave King carry instead. So, is this going to be a carry or support Rave King? What do you reckon?
I'm feeling like it's going to be more of a carry Wraith King because he is one of the heroes that can pair quite nicely with Io. So, just based on kind of what they have so far, having two melee supports is extremely greedy if they ran both the Sand King as well as the Wraith King in that support role. So, on top of that, though, like you look at their lineup, it's hard to read. You're not exactly 100% sure what Rave's up to. They've shown some really interesting and unique strategies from the last game, so just kind of getting into their opponents' heads, having unpredictable drafts. It's really, I feel, a big part of being a successful Dota team in the current meta, where a lot of the game comes down to how well you can draft and outdraft your opponents.
Yeah, it definitely is that way. And actually, in Chill Saddle, getting a 3M protector for them. I mean, yes, you can keep the heroes alive for longer, especially the Ember Spirit who already has the Flame Guard to defend himself against magic damage. But I just don't see the most synergy between the Skyriff Mage. I mean, the entirety of their lineup, even, to be honest. I guess the Overgrowth can keep people, of course, in place for the Mystic Flare, but it's just their early roaming. They have to get close enough with the concussive shot slow, maybe Ember Spirit helping a little bit, but Mirana just will have to mostly fish for arrows instead of just getting a solid lockdown to get the arrow follow-up.
Yeah, that's true. They don't have someone like a Shadow Demon or, just another hero that has a dedicated stun that kind of helps set up that arrow. But, I mean, once the Overgrowth's online, if they have these big team fights, I can totally see them landing some stellar arrows, landing some stellar Mystic Flares, and from the look of things, that's what they're kind of relying on with these spells. Do you have an idea of where this Mirana is going to end up? Do you anticipate her being in the safe lane, maybe like a Sing Sing mid Mirana, even off lane, or like just some kind of roamer? It seems like there's a lot of options for this Mirana.
Whoa, actually, I mean, I think in Insidious Idol there's a small chance that they might even go for an aggressive tri-lane. Although, up against the Rave King who has just such a good stun and Sand King as well, double stun, might be a bit scary, but Treant Protector should be able to keep them alive. So, might be facing that. Otherwise, I do believe it's just going to be safe lane Mirana and Skyriff Mage and Treant just supporting him and roaming around. But Rave, picking up a Bounty Hunter as the last one. They did already have the Nature Prophet, but how does this leave their lanes?
I'm seeing a lot of potential options here. Nature's Prophet could end up in the mid lane, and Bounty Hunter's just simply in the off lane. Standard tri lane bottom. They could put the Bounty Hunter in like a position 4, put Wisp mid and Nature's Prophet in the off lane, and just hope that the Sand King can help out the Wraith King enough in the bottom lane, and Insidious Idol doesn't try to kind of punish them for running such a greedy lineup. There's really, I think, a lot of potential options here, and it's going to be hard for Insidious Idol to actually look at this and think to themselves, okay, how are they going to lane this? This is definitely not incredibly standard. Feels a little bit greedy, but at the same time, you don't really know exactly what's coming at you. Overall, I do like it, just simply for the fact that it's so hard to read how Rave plans on running this lineup.
Yeah, it's definitely extremely greedy, but if they ever get the ball rolling, it's probably going to be extremely hard to stop them. Just Bounty Hunter helping out with not only scouting for the IO to relocate in together with the Nature Prophet TPing in normally, just getting the track gold on top of that. And not only that, I do love that they have at least one pushing element, being the Nature Prophet in their lineup. So even if otherwise you're not getting the kills or not dominating the lanes, you still have the push to rely on, at least for a small amount. But
Yeah,
man,
that's true.
by the way, I didn't even look at it, but Insidious Idol, they banned out an Alchemist as the last one. Well, they were pretty damn off with that, but Bristleback is the pick for Insidious Idol, and actually, their lineup is rather tanky. I mean, Treant Protector keeping everybody alive as just being a really beefy hero himself. Ember Spirit just extremely elusive. So, Insidious Idol, I do believe that they have a really solid lineup themselves as well at the moment.
Yeah, I definitely like Insidious Idol's lineup overall. It's kind of like, if you compare it to last game, it's a more standard lineup that looks safer, but Rave has the potential to do some crazy moves. I'm waiting to see the Epicenter channel up, and then the Wisp relocate while Nature's Prophet ports in, and they just go to town on some poor soul and completely wipe them off the face of the earth. If they can execute something like that, I'll be really excited, and it'll definitely provide for some entertainment. But already we do see II spawning on the Dire side. They're heading as a team of 5 down to the bottom lane. So looking for some potential action early on. This Wraith King kind of heading in a little bit of lone, but there is a Treant doing a bit of scouting in the early phases.
Yeah, and well, what they will find is just a Treant at the moment. I mean, maybe they will just come in and place down some wards, of course, but I guess to go over the lineups fast, as this is a new 2-game series, of course. For Insidious Idols, up on the Dire side, Ysera from X-Orange will be playing on the Ember Spirit, leaving Thread to play the Treant Protector with Neltharion. Oh man, just World of Warcraft names. Playing on the Skyraf Mage and Shagasaurus. Oh, that's the best name ever almost. On the Bristleback. I do believe I missed one though. It was Chew on the Mirana.
Oh man, Shagasaurus. I'm already in love with this guy. I hope he has a fantastic game because just based on his name alone, I want to see more of him. But regardless, I'll go ahead and introduce Rave as the horn is sounded and we get underway with match number 1. We've got Jo sitting in the mid lane as the IO, aka the Wisp. Something we saw from him last game, and a hero conventionally played as a support. We have seen him, he's coming mid, man. So it's a really cool and, I guess, different way to play the hero. Moving over to the offlane, it will be that solo Nature's Prophet played by Chrissy. And then moving over towards the Radiant Jungle, we have Ninja Boogie as the position 1 Wraith King. And then looking to be kind of a semi-support, a little bit of a roamer as well. We do have this Bounty Hunter being played by Rior. It looks like his goal is to simply snipe the courier. That is what he needs to accomplish in this situation. And then finally, over at the bottom lane, helping out with a little bit of support, it is Cast on that Sand King.
Yeah, and actually, look, Insidious Idol, they do decide to go for an aggressive tri lane after all, and to be honest, with this Bounty Hunter just roaming around, helping out top lane. But Ninja Boogie actually made his way top lane as well, so they read the situation from Insidious Idol pretty damn well. And Insidious Idol, they were expecting Nature Prophet to just be in the jungle with Bounty Hunter solo off lane, because otherwise there would have been no reason to just block out as many camps as they did. So in some sense, Rave managed to bait out those wards. As, well, no courier snipe happening, but Rior, he went for a small, weird side pull kind of thingy here. Does he, or did he check Ember Spirit's items and was like, yeah, he's not gonna get that bottle that fast anyway. He started with the poor man's shield, so means his bottle is still a while away.
Yeah, that's exactly it. For now, it looks like he may just do a bit of harassment on the mid lane and preventing this Ember Spirit from getting a lot of farm in the earlier stages. I also want to point out that this courier can actually get sniped by the Nature's Prophet. If you put him out that far, it is a dangerous position. So I'm a little surprised that II kind of let that happen when they do have a Nature's Prophet on Rave's side. That being said, there's a lot of heroes in this mid lane, and we could be seeing a potential first blood quickly on this Ember Spirit if he's not careful. But at the same time, this Nature's Protector, he's nearby this tier 1 tower and available to help out this Ember Spirit if things kind of go south.
And actually, he smokes up solo now, probably trying to set something up in the bottom lane. And oh, they're gonna go into Tether. Slow comes out onto Ysera, but Rior, he's level 2 as well, does get the additional slow, but Searing Chains turned it around.
Not just the Searing Chains, that level 2 in the Flame Guard just absorbed, well, I guess there's really not too much magical damage there, but...
they're going bottom lane as well, the arrow lands point blank, and first blood picked up, Treant's smoke just paying off. So.
My bad, missed that one. Classic, missed the first one, but we have Nature's Prophet porting in the top lane. He's not needed as the Bristleback still ends up dying to Ninja Boogie. That was basically a solo kill, actually. So he's already going to be doing quite well in this top lane.
And actually, that was one lane I thought that Rave is probably going to lose for sure. I wouldn't have thought that Rave King can actually stand up against a Bristleback who can just spam the Quill Spray and be a boss. But Ninja Boogie, he played it smart, of course, went for a straight up Magic Stick when you're up against the Bristle, and I do believe Shagasaurus most likely dove it a little bit as well there.
Now, also notice that since the Radiant Jungle's kind of blocked and some of these creep camps, we do have the Sand King, he did do a bit of stacking. I guess it was attempted stacking. He didn't get it off, but it looked like he was trying to in the enemy jungles. So maybe he will kind of just farm the enemy creeps at some point in this match. But Treant Protector, he's rotated back towards the top lane, going to help out this Bristleback potentially a little bit. And just, there's really weird unconventional lanes. Rior moving back to that mid lane, Bounty Hunter. Trying to do a little bit of damage with the Wisp helping out as well. And throwing on a little bit more harassment, but this does not look like they have enough to completely finish him off. There's really no hard disable to take him down at this point unless Sand King comes in there and he gets a good stun off.
Yeah, actually, Nature's Prophet trying to TP as well. They did spot out the Treant Protector there. But they're just putting so much emphasis on just shutting down the Ember Spirit as much as they can. Last hit-wise, he's still ahead of JO a little bit, 16 and 6 compared to 14 and 2. Oh, the courier unfortunately flying already.
They wanted to get that courier snipe early on, but it just wasn't happening. I think that's I kind of had an idea that something's going on. When you have a Bounty Hunter as well as a Nature's Prophet on the enemy team, you know your courier is never safe. And a little bit more harassment onto the Ember Spirit at the mid lane. We don't have any follow-up though. It just, this Ember Spirit's playing a little bit too safe. He has also picked up a regeneration rune to kind of keep him alive. But things could change here as we do have everyone piling in onto the mid lane. He's trying to turn it around. Rio actually ends up dying in all of this. Ember Spirit completely turning this around, scaring everybody away. I think Rave just forgot how squishy and easy to kill off their heroes are in the early stages of the match.
Yeah, it's... I mean, such a turnaround. Level 3 Flame Guard, of course, soaking up so much already in itself, and then the Living Armor coming out to help additionally. It's just way too hard to compete. And of course, bottom lane, they actually killed off the Nature Prophet as well just before the initiation happened mid lane. So, Insidious Idol, they're off to a good start, 3 and 1 for them. Bounty Hunter not really getting too many levels, level 3 at this point in time. Brave King is about to hit level 6 though, and that's an important pickup because even if they get the ganks on him, he's gonna come back to life once. But Insidious Idol, they also get a tower, and I mean, if you look at the last hits, the top 3, they all belong to Insidious Idol as well, so, I mean, at least so far, it's looking dire for Rave, but then again, they do have the relocate coming in the future, as well as the global presence of the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, they need their level 6 abilities to really get online, and, you know, coming back with that track pool is going to help them out as well. The Wisp throwing out a little bit of DPS onto the Skywrath. But it's not enough to really do anything but chase him off. And this Mirana, just, you know, free farm bottom lane. She picked up her Hand of Midas after destroying the bottom tower. This is going to be a great game for Mirana.
Yeah, most likely is. And, well, Bounty Hunter trying to do something. Cheo comes in as well. Should be able to get away with the leap. Leaps over the trees, and now Skywrath Mage trying to help out. But 3 sisters on the Sprout. Nope, he had a tango left. He gets out, but oh my god, the spirits might be enough to bring down the Skywrath.
The arrow actually connects on Bounty Hunter, and that's a kill. It's going to be a double now with the Ember Spirit coming in, finishing off that Wisp. And I have to say that, Rave, the play is a little bit too sloppy from their end. They're not getting anything done with these attempted ganks. Things are just completely turning around on them. And the overall, I guess, it's not even the tankiness, just the heroes on Rave are paper lights and very easy to get picked off, and they don't have enough DPS to burst down people fast enough.
Yes, I mean, they were trying to go for that one hero that has a perfect escape mechanism as well, and Chu, I do have to say, the leap was pretty near perfect, just over the trees there, and saving a tango as well. I'm not too sure if he just didn't need it before or he was saving it for the Sprout, but worked out just perfectly for them.
Certainly did. I'm still looking at the last hit, denies list, and it hasn't changed at all, Kiilstofte. We still have the top 3 over in II's corner, the Dire team. Well, we could actually have a gank up the top lane. Wraith King using his ultimate just so that they can slow down this Bristleback, but follow it up with another stun, and this should be a confirmed kill. Cast gets it with that Burrow Strike, so Rave coming back on the board. They at least have 2 kills at this point. But mid lane, Ember Spirit getting a little bit aggressive, but he doesn't want to dive the tower for Chrissy, despite him having pretty much no mana for anything beyond a teleport.
Yeah, just at the moment, since Insidious Idol are pretty comfortably ahead, no need to actually take any huge risk, because his hero gets the Searing Chains on to cast. But Sandstorm is there in this era, of course. Invises himself up, and I mean, the Moonlight Shadow, was it intentional? They are TPing top, maybe for a kill on Rave King.
Oh, Rave King, he is in trouble. He does not have his ultimates, getting slowed down by both of the heroes. The nasal gear, the concussive shot. Rave King says, you know what, I'm just getting the hell out of here, and he quickly teleports away before anything can happen. Meanwhile, this Ember Spirit getting caught up under the tower. He's going to have a go onto the Nature's Prophet. Can he actually finish him off using the triple spirits to get the kill, providing a little bit of extra burst damage? He doesn't get the kill off Bounty Hunter, but it's still a clean kill and a clean escape.
And he came really close, and O2 might be remedying them. No. Skeleton Walk,
close.
Shadow Walk. But, and 6-2 now. Looking at the early graphs as well, it's a solid 6,000 almost gold lead already for Insidious side, and it's only 9 minutes into the game, and XP, well, 3,500, nearing 4 already.
Well, they've gotten the tower. They have the 3 top net worth characters. You know, what do you expect in this kind of situation? Rana throws out an arrow, just narrowly misses this Wisp, and now it'll be the Bounty Hunter plus Wisp trying to do some damage to Marana. But nothing's really happening at this point. Ninja Boogie out of range to really get a stun off. It's just still looking like both of these teams want to be somewhat aggressive at this point, because we do have multiple members from II heading towards that middle lane, and they may have a go on this middle tower and try to take it out.
I mean, why the hell not at this point in time? Because, well, what else can they do? And Chagasaurus, of course, got tier 1 top lane in the meantime. He's getting really close to his mech as well on the Bristleback. And this Bristleback has 2 deaths, 0 assists to his name, and still just managing to farm up pretty damn well, if you ask me. And is that his mech finished? Yes, it is.
Look at the net worth. Like, Wraith King's still significantly behind this Bristleback by a little bit over 1,000 gold. So that just kind of shows you the position that I are in. Oh, that dust, that's most likely going to be a dead Sand King. He's gonna get silenced, and it's enough to finish him off. Yeah, Rave, they're not catching a break whatsoever. A lot of II, they've headed towards the middle lane, and it looks like they want to get this tier 1 tower, and I don't really see anything stopping them, Kiilstofte. They have too much tankiness on the front lines. They're ahead 7-2, insane net worth advantage across the board. I mean, I don't know what Rave can do to defend this tower. They don't even try. They decide to just give it up, but it's already turning into a very terrible situation for the Peonies in Korea.
Yeah, it most certainly is. I mean, just for the fact that the IO, 10 minutes in, 11 almost, being a middle in IO, he's still only level 6. That's like a support timing at the moment, and well, Sand King, I think the saving grace for Rave at the moment is just to try to farm up the Blink Dagger as fast as they can.
Oh, and II moving into the Roshan pit. They realize just how much control they have over the map in terms of vision and just map presence. So with the Nasal Gale, they actually can take Roshan down pretty darn fast. And I mean, there's nothing Rave can do. They could all go in there and they would probably still lose the team fight at this point. It's just looking really bad for them. I think they already have to think about defending on the tier 3 high ground at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're having to face that kind of situation this early into the game, you know that just something isn't going the way you plan. But top lane, massive TP is coming in, but is this a bait? Ninja Boogie not going for his stun yet, waiting for the perfect target to come. Skyros Mage is there, but the silence is there immediately from Neltharion. Mystic Flare completely whiffs though.
And the whip's already taken down. The Wraith King has also and will get popped, slowing down the Skywrath. He's bottling up for a little bit longer, but oh no, the Wraith King! He's stuck in between 2 heroes. He will fall without doing anything useful. It's a 2-for-0. II defended the tier 1 tower at the top lane. They had the Aegis. I want to go ahead and just kind of look at these net graphs and kind of cry for how Rave's doing right now. The EXP is already way beyond 5k. The gold advantage has already hit 10,000. It's just an absolute disaster.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Insidious Idol they plan on stopping anytime soon either. I mean, they don't have the fastest pushing lineup traditionally, but with just the huge advantage that they have and having 5 heroes wailing at the tower, it still is fast enough for them to just take care of the towers within a reasonable time frame before losing anything in return to the split push of the Nature's Prophet. So, what can Rave now actually do? I mean, they have the global presence, but they lack both the map control for it, the vision, as well as just purely the levels to be able to actually get those kills once you relocate and TP in by the Nature's Prophet.
And in addition to that, I mean, Rave, well, there's a lot of trouble mid lane. We'll have the Ember Spirit chaining up this IO. Leech Siege follow-up, easy kill onto the Spirit. And then Ember Spirit just wisps his way all the way back to the top lane. The stun onto Bristleback. He's low on health, but still, AOK has the Aegis, has the mech. They're going to move in onto Ninja Bookie. His ultimate's on cooldown. He's dead, and the GG is called. I couldn't see Rave winning this game in a million years based on what has already happened. And Shagasaurus just yells out a roll at the end. Easy rares, easy life for II. With all things said and done, and that was quite the quick game number 1, Kiilstofte.
Yeah, the draft from Rave, it was ambitious and greedy, and I really think that maybe just running the Nature's Prophet straight out in the jungle, maybe even a Nature's Prophet mid lane with IO actually purely in that support role, like IO, Sand King, Rave King, solo safe lane, Bounty Hunter off lane, might have been a little bit better, but of course, they just went for those peak plays, unable to do so, so go big or go home, but it is only game number 1 in a 2-game series after all, so they at least have one chance to tie up the series now.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. I really do feel Kiilstofte like it did come down to when Rave tried to make those big plays in the earlier stages, but we're just lacking a little bit of DPS, a little bit more survivability to actually get the kills on the enemy team. If they got those, I really felt like they could have snowballed and done a lot better in the engagements in the later stages, but because they didn't, I mean, well, you have the results in front of you. So, Rave, they lose game 1. I guess we'll have to see how they do in game number 2.
Yes, and speaking of game number 2, we're heading into that lobby straight away, guys, so do not go anywhere as lots of more Southeast Asian Dota are coming your way. We've already seen so many action-packed games today, and probably will see more to come as well, so like I said, don't go anywhere, stick around, and be sure to follow us on all the links below the stream and the Twitch channels for us, so just a few songs in between.